How's it going, guys? It's me, Domo of the Domo channel, here today with our episode 4 reaction of Charlotte. And this episode, I'm going to say it was just amazing. I have to give my applause to people of this anime slash group slash everyone who, the anime production, because the nostalgia in this episode is just too much for me. And being a Key fan specifically, because today's episode we had a baseball episode. So, for those of you who don't know, I have watched, well, I'm a fan of, and I have watched Clannad, Angel Beats, Little Busters, Air, and Canada. I've seen all of them. And I can tell you so far that there was a baseball episode in Angel Beats. There were multiple baseball scenes in Clannad. I can't say for the other two, like Canon and Air, but if there was, then, there was. But, and also Little Busters, based off baseball, and I'm just like, wait a minute. So now they put a baseball episode in Charlotte, and I'm just like, dang it, you got me good there. I can't. I was like so happy to see this episode was about baseball. So enough of me being a fanboy and whatnot. Back to the episode. So now Charlotte in the episode after episode 3 with Yusa and Misa, the sisters, and the whole situation of her. Yusa has joined or transferred to their school, and as being an idol and a pop celebrity, she's really famous within the school. And in the beginning of the episode, we see that, lots of people are like talking about how Yusa, not Misa, Yusa is transferring to the school, and how, she's an idol, and like, oh my goodness, this is the latest craze of the school. One of the things that I was really concerned about last episode was about the fact that if Yusa knew that her sister would possess her body. But to this episode, I don't think that's the case. Yusa, I think she might be aware that she has like an ability, but she's not aware that her ability is to let her sister possess her, which is really, I mean, I don't know, but I would really like her to at least know that her sister possesses her body. It might, make something out of it. I'm not sure. That's just me. So after that, we go back to the student council room and we see the guy with his ability to detect another ability through the map and his like little foreshadowing, fortune telling thing. So we learn that this new kid with the power of telekinesis is at a school, and Tomori already had researched this and found out that it was a person who plays baseball. And the moment that I heard that, I was just like, wait a minute, I see where this is going. And anyone who's seen like Clannad, Angel Beats, or maybe Little Busters can see where this is going as well. Especially Clannad or Angel Beats, one of those two. You can already tell that there's gonna be some kind of baseball thing going on. So I was like not so sure about it because, it seems too cliche, even for like the people who done this many, many times, right? So they go to the school, they seek out this pitcher who uses his telekinesis to make like these awesome curveballs or straight balls. I forgot what. I'm not a baseball fan. Even though I like baseball, I don't know the terminology and whatnot. But I just know that he does like some kind of incredible like super throw, and he uses telekinesis to manipulate the ball to go lower, and then it results in a strike, making him like a super good pitcher. So the student council goes to the school and investigates. They tell him, hey, do you have telekinesis? And like they explain to him the situation, like stop using your power, or else the scientists will get you, and you'll be researched upon. This is better for you. Just don't. And he's reluctant at first, and he would not give up his power. He's not like, no, I'm not going to listen to you guys. So they make a deal. Their teams, or their school teams, are going to fight against each other in baseball. And if the student council's team wins, then he has to listen to them and not use his power. If he wins, this side right here, if he wins, the student council leaves him alone and stop bothering him, right? So then after that, I was like, oh my goodness, they're gonna fight with baseball, aren't they? And I was just like, I was really as nostalgic and happy at first, but then it's like, I don't know about this. I mean, in Clannad, the baseball was like, well, if you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. In Angel Beats, the baseball was, But then this one, we have superpowers in baseball, and I'm just like, Okay, fine. I'll see how it goes. So teams meet up right here, as we see in the my TV that I'm watching. The teams meet and they're starting to go at it. No, each team doesn't let the other team score whatsoever. It's like just straight zeros all around the board, and it seems like an impossible win, right? Because the dude is an amazing pitcher, but their batters, I think, suck or something like that. I don't know what they said in the anime, but it's a solid tie throughout like the I don't know how many like things are in baseball, like 10 turns or whatever, 10th inning or something like that. I don't know, and it's all tied up, right? You have the student council team doing their best. You have the dude with the pitcher using his powers all the time, and it isn't until when they accidentally score a point through stealing the enemy team that it's 1-0 now, and then like the student council team has like, okay, we need to get serious and we start using our powers. So of course now and her invisibility won't help anyone. Switching. Okay, so they use you to switch bodies with the batter to make him miss and strike all the time, which was clever. I kind of figured that happened, but I'm surprised that no one really noticed because every single time that they would bat and he would take over his body would just like fall to the ground and act dead, and then I'm just like, oh, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. So what else did they do? Yusa didn't play baseball. She switches with Misa, and Misa is more of the athletic type, but then Yusa's body isn't that really athletic at all, so it's kind of mixed there. We have Misa playing. Um, it doesn't go well with their powers, so they rely on Megane-kun, which I still can't remember his name. I know his name somewhere, but it's just like Megane-kun makes so much. It fits for him because he has the glasses, of course. So, anyways, Megane-kun, what they do is they use him to score a base, right? Because they need to like turn the situation around. It's still 1-0. They use his power. So after that he bunts the pitch, right? And then he has to teleport all the way to first base, which was a solid idea at first, but I mean, he can't stop. So I was just waiting it. So it's like two strikes, strike, strike, and it's like, okay, I need to hit in the third one. He gets the bunt, and then you just see him like whoosh, just like run for the first base, and we have Tamori with the camera catching it all as like in super fast motion, and we actually catch him with touching the base, right? So it was counted as safe, but then that was just hilarious how he was like super injured at the end. So then they got a base, right? Their next plan, well, he got injured and he got substituted. I'm pretty sure of their next plan was to at least score, a point. They had to tie it or something. It's only 1-0, and they had to tie it somehow with their pitcher. This guy's pitcher, his ultra super pitches. So they go out and Tamori, her plan is to bunt and get like the other runners to third base or second base, get closer to home, right? So she sacrifices herself with a bunt and was able to get Misa. Oh yeah, Misa bats, and then Misa gets to second, and then there's another guy who substituted for Megane-kun at third base, right? So Tamori sacrifices herself. Then we have our main character Yu, who it's up to him to score the winning home run or whatever scenario. So in my head, I was just visualizing that he was gonna do a home run or some kind of awesome thing, right? Because that's how these things work in baseball. So he misses the first two strikes, all right, and then I was just like, okay, he's gonna have to hit in the third one. He doesn't hit. He does hit in the third one, but it's a foul. So I was like, okay, I can see where this is going. So then afterwards, he just keeps hitting foul after foul after foul, and he's getting used to the pitcher's throws, right? So eventually, on like after like fouls later, right, he throws another ball, but makes it go super low that their catcher drops the ball, and in this shot, you misses it, but he's like, oh no, I missed, it's all over. But then the catcher fails to catch the ball, and then you just have everyone running. You runs to first base, the third guy runs to home, he score a point, so it's tied. Now it's all up to Misa. Wait, is it Yusa? Yeah, it's Misa, right? It's up to Misa to go run to the third and run back home, and it's a close call, but they win at the end. It's 2-1, and that was the end of the game, and I was just like, bravo, that was amazing. And like, so they win against their baseball team, and then we learn about why he wanted to play baseball, or why he uses power to play baseball. He wanted his friend, the catcher, to go to the pro leagues and whatnot, and just, you know, because that's his dream, right? So again, key and just like that, these people doing their story thing about why they use their powers for their reasons, and it was just like pretty good, right? What interested me the most in this episode was Tamori. Tamori actually asked you to do an experiment. He tried to ask her. She asked him to take over the body of the pitcher with the telekinesis, and after just hearing that question, I was just like, "Oh crud! I didn't think about that. What happens if this guy who could take over bodies, what if he takes over a body with a person who has powers?" And then it was like, okay, I gotta see what happens next. So he does that, right? And we don't know what happens. His body fades. Tamori catches him. The usual thing happens, right? But we didn't see what happened while he was in the body, which I have a lot of speculations about again. Now that they've done this, I didn't think about that, about when he would take over a body with someone who has powers already. That is a good question that I overlooked. So that was the end of the episode. We have some other stuff with the sister and you, of course. Also, back to the first episode, I was talking about how I didn't really like you, and that he seemed like kind of not a really cool protagonist. He was really happy after winning this baseball game, right? So it kind of shows that he's changing a little bit, you know, to be this better protagonist, or he's just changing, you know, after transferring to the school. So I have high hopes for him as our main protagonist. But once again, this anime and the baseball, I swear, is really funny. So that's it for this episode. I believe next episode. Did I watch a trailer for this? I don't think so. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video on the Dome channel. So take care, guys, and matane.